Welcome everybody to the In the Pits News Truck Series live at AutoClub Speedway for the AutoClub 200. I'm Josh Coppernoll. I'm joined in the booth by Gage Bussinger. Tonight, Gage, how you doing?
Doing well, Josh. Great to be with you.
Should be a great race. As always with these guys, we had a great race last week at Daytona. And I think tonight's going to be just as good with these guys.
Absolutely. I think the finish last week was pretty awesome. Tire fall off is going to be the key tonight. Expect some guys to be around the top near the wall in these trucks. Maybe even scraping it, but that's where the grip is here.
Definitely. While we transfer over to the JCTV qualifying, let's go ahead and quickly choose our picks to win tonight. I'm gonna go with Brad Bennett. You know, last week at Daytona, he showed a lot of speed. Brett, he's always up front, win races. At the end of races, I think Brett's gonna be a real threat tonight, the favorite to win this race.
On that note, I'm going to guess Dalton Kelly. Good feeling about him tonight. Seems to fly under the radar most times, but I believe he's going to be there at the end.
Couple of trucks to look out for tonight. Tonight we also have a pit road reporter, Mr. Adam Kuhn himself, the guy that runs the In the Pits News out there. So Adam, you'll hear him throughout the race tonight. Adam, actually, how you doing tonight?
Hi Josh, it's great to be down here. We got trucks on track right now for qualifying and pretty great to be down here. Got tons of excitement for this race. Of course, first true race of the season besides Daytona being a lottery as we saw last week with the crash on the last lap. Anything could happen there. Tonight we'll see raw speed and like Gage mentioned, tire fall off and up by the wall like we're seeing already in qualifying here.
Cameron Caldwell, first one, take a complete lap round. Looks like Nick Dornick is gonna have the top spot so far. His number 63 truck. Yeah, I'm definitely interested tonight to see, the different lines work around here. AutoClub Speedway, it's a 2-mile D-shaped oval with 14 degrees banking in the corner. So they don't have a lot of banking to play with at a track like Daytona that we saw last week that has 31 degree banking, I believe, in the corners. So these guys, they're not going to see the high banks like last week. Slower banking, but these guys, the tire management will be key, as you guys have already said. And it looks like Alexander Kerfan currently has the top spot with Cameron Caldwell in a dead tie for that pole lap.
Yeah, one thing to mention with the different lines, restarts, you're going to see these guys probably fan out. It'll be interesting to see who can get the bite off the corner. And, you can really get a run down these long straightaways, make some passes.
Brett Bennett moving his lap up to 4th place so far.
Sometimes people underestimate the bumps on the back straightaway heading to 3. Could be, although these drivers don't really feel that, that's just something to mention is, let's see the cars and the truck bouncing heading to turn 3, that's why.
Looks like Mike Corvo, that's Mike. 14 of Mike Corvu. He got real close to the wall on turn 4. That's going to put him... Not sure where that's going to put him on speeds. Let's see. Kevin Amon making a lap. Qualifying winds down.
See a big slide for the 7 truck exiting 4 there.
And that was good enough to get him to 4th place, but JCTV Pole Award winner will be David Durand. He is going to lead us to the green flag tonight. Our in-race reporter tonight is going to be Cameron Caldwell. We'll hopefully talk to him a couple times tonight. Bring him up if there's any caution flags tonight. Last week at Daytona, we only had 2 cautions in total. Great race. Overall, if you haven't seen that race, I'd say go check it out. Right here on JCTV. It was a race that was heavily dominated by the Radius Racing. Alonzo Chicano, he led, I believe it was 49 laps of the 100 they did last week. See if he can continue on with his dominance today. Alonzo Chicano, he is going to start, looks like, 7th place. So a little bit of fighting his way up to the front if he wants to go back to back.
Yeah, it's a relatively long race. We'll see how it plays out. And I'm not expecting a crash fest, but I do think we'll see some action toward, past midway in that portion of the race.
The longer these guys go, on longer runs, the more and more their tires are going to be fading away or eating up. It's going to make the track more slick, and if we look at our weather, it is a track temp of 68 degrees. Actually, that is not hot at all. We'll see the temperature heat up a bit as this race progresses. So with cool track temp, actually there might be a little bit more grip than what I would expect here. Definitely keep an eye on that throughout the race. Another thing to note, 4 restarts, not at the start of the race, but 4 restarts, we'll have the choose cone rule. You may see that tonight. These guys are coming off turn 4. Get the race restarted. Pace truck is going to make that hard left turn. There it is. David Duran's going to lead us to the green flag. And green flag is out. AutoClub 200 underway here. AutoClub Speedway in Fontana, California. Good start there by David Duran. He's going to have Cameron Caldwell looking underneath him, but really not able to do anything on the start. Caldwell's going to clear that outside lane. Now he is able to kind of do whatever he wants here if he wants to make a move on David Duran. Caldwell, he is going to look to the inside, take it way low into turn 3 and 4. Now try to slide up. He's not able to do it. We got 3 wide for the lead. It's David Durand. He's going to be able to stick it on the outside, take back the lead, and lead the first lap.
Expect to see that racing all night. That was a great first lap. Looks like Durand is going to eke out. Oh, wow. Very close racing there down toward the bottom of the track.
Yeah, Kevin Amon, he got almost into the rear quarter of Alexander Kerfan. Now Kerfan, he's going to stick it on the bottom, slide up, and he's going to be able to complete the pass. Now here comes David Durand with that huge run from the outside, but he's not going to be able to take this the lead back. Kerfan actually is going to be able to keep the lead as we got just 3 wide all behind these guys all over the track.
Yeah, and you can see Durand, he's backing up the entry in the center right up to the back of the 30 track, entering 3.
Made a little bit of contact, did the 24 of Durand and 30 of Kerfan, but now Kerfan, he's running the outside line. I'm wondering if he did not like what he saw on the bottom there and decided to go to the top for 3 and 4. See what he's going to do here in 1 and 2. It looks like he's going to be committed to that high line. So now it's going to be Kevin Amon running the bottom. They get a little bit loose. He slides up the track and slides right in between 30 of Kerfan and the 24 of David Durand. David's not going to make a move. He's going to stick right behind him. Now Cameron Caldwell to the bottom, trying to take 3rd spot away from 24 of David Durand.
See Caldwell diving to the bottom, avoiding the draft, the side draft from the 24. It looks like the 24 is going to pull alongside him, entering 1.
Side by side still. Caldwell trying to make that bottom line work out. I'm just not so sure he's able to. That outside line looks like it's the dominant line through the corners here. Caldwell, he's trying his best to stay to the inside. He's going to be clear now. I think Kevin Amon just got into the wall there, just a little rough tap. Let's see if that may hurt his right side as the race progresses. I don't see any damage, but if he does that a couple more times, his truck is definitely not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, you can rub the wall, but heavy contact will definitely upset the handling.
Caldwell looking to make a move on Kevin Amon now. Looking to the inside. He's going to go all the way back down to the bottom. Be able to clear Kevin Amon. It's like
that was a power move right there. That was a good move there by Caldwell.
Caldwell, he is making a statement now. He's going to try the high line through 1 and 2. A little bit lower than Kerfan, but see, he has such a big run on the backstretch now. He's going to look to the inside of Kerfan. Entering the corner. He was there before they even got to the corner. Now Caldwell, he's going to clear Kerfan. And Kevin Amon, he's going to go to the bottom as well. Try to slide up. He's tight. He's not able to clear. Now Kerfan, I think that might have hurt his momentum of trying to go back up there and take the top spot away from Caldwell. Now they're side by side going into turn 1. Kerfan is going to clear Caldwell, but I think he had a bad corner entry because here comes Caldwell to the outside of Kerfan to keep the lead rather.
Yeah, great racing. This is outstanding stuff. We'll see what happens as we head into 3 and 4.
Now they both go to the low line. kind of surprising to see that. I think Caldwell saw a measure of block, and Curfan saw a measure of trying to go where the leader's not.
Yeah, for sure. And Caldwell's been making ground up on the bottom. He's got a truck that can really maneuver the track. So.
Curfan, he's going to try not quite the bottom, but maybe the middle lane. They're going to be side by side off turn 2. I'm just not so sure Curfan can run the bottom like Caldwell can.
We'll see right here, side by side as a heading forward. Your last week's winner, up in the 3rd.
Yeah, you know, he is coming fast as well, and I think it is because number 30 and 12, they are side by side. That's allowing Chicano to really get up there. Now you've got, is this Daytona? I mean, these guys, they are so close. 2 wide, rows deep. Now they're going to look 3 wide, going into turn 3. I think these guys are confused as to where they're at. Big move by Curfan. He's not able to keep that door closed. Chicano, he's going to go to the outside. I think this is not where Curfan wants to be. This is only going to help Chicano out. Going into turn 1, right behind Cameron Caldwell. He's going to get such a big run. Caldwell, he goes to the bottom. Helps the 30 so that Chicano doesn't have such a draft off of Caldwell's truck.
Yeah, and keeping those 2 behind side by side, that's a smart deal because they won't gain up on you and draft down the straightaways.
Another name that is really starting to creep up there and his name into the frame is my pick to win tonight, Brett Bennett. He's going to look to the inside of the number 30 of Curfan. They're side by side. Curfan is able to hang on to the outside, but Brett Bennett, he is there. You know, I think what I've started to notice here is it's taking a little bit for the bottom to work, start working. Like it's, oh, Curfan, he's in the wall. That's going to force Kevin Amon to dive down to the bottom. That's going to help Brett Bennett. And, yeah, Kevin Amon, he is able to clear Curfan. Curfan having issues early now. Kevin Amon, he's going to look to the inside of Brett Bennett. You know, while these guys are battling, this is allowing the 2 of Cameron Caldwell and Alonzo Chicano to start pulling away.
Yes, they were 1-2 last weekend. We'll see if that continues this weekend. But one thing I'm noticing, a lot of trucks have been factors so far. We'll see which ones fall off as the run goes.
Yeah, I'm curious to know who's pushing their truck early. Are they thinking it's going to be a shorter run, or who's going for the longer run? And you know, I'm starting to wonder if Brett Bennett saw a sense of urgency and really stepped on a loud pedal, get his truck going more than some of these other guys, and that's allowed him to get to the front. Or all this battling has really helped Brett Bennett rather than hurt everybody else. Brett Bennett up to 3rd place now. He's got Kevin Amon, who is inside. But Brett Bennett, he should have the big run off the exit of turn 4. They're still side by side. As Kevin Amon, he's going to go all the way down to the apron. They'll still be side by side in turn 1.
It's just so hard to complete that pass on the bottom as the battle for the lead is heating up.
Battle for the lead is heating up for sure. Alonzo Chicano, he is looking to the outside now of Cameron Caldwell, who goes all the way to the bottom as we continue to see out of Caldwell. Chicano, he's going to put that thing as close to the wall as he possibly can get. Still feeling comfortable doing so, but he really wasn't able to close the gap much on Caldwell. Actually, Caldwell was faster that time by than Chicano. Not by much. He was just a couple tenths faster. Or, excuse me, hundredths faster.
Yeah, and you have to wonder the patience level here from Chicano. They know they're out front from third place by quite a margin, so maybe preventing going side by side would help.
We've got a report from Adam Kuhn. Adam, go ahead.
Thanks, Josh. When Caldwell took the lead from Alexander Kurfan a couple laps ago, he said he was shocked on how well the bottom line looked in 3 and 4. Last couple laps, we've seen him and Alonso drive down there. Seems to be the speed in 1 and 2 is still up top. Meanwhile, pole sitter for tonight, David Durant, he started, of course, on the front row. He's fallen down to 6th, was down to 7th at one point. He's been silent on the radio. Back up to you guys. Battle for the lead, heating up.
Thanks, Adam. Alonso, he's going to look to the inside. I think he was not expecting Caldwell to come down to the inside. I'm not so sure if Chicano just had to let off there, but it was like he was there and Caldwell just took got like a big run or something. I'm not so sure if Chicano had to check up there for Caldwell or not.
Well, he was all up underneath him down the back straightaway. Almost turned the 12. I saw it, but yeah, you have to wonder what happened entering 3 for such a gap to emerge there.
These drivers continue to try to get side by side. It's only going to help the likes of Kevin Amon, Brett Bennett, and Alexander Kurfan get back up there, trying to fight for this lead. I mean, they are all strung out single file, but you know, this is crazy. I still think these guys are thinking Daytona the way they are racing here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the top 7 are under blanket, basically. And like Adam mentioned, it's really interesting how 3 and 4, the bottom is the preferred lane. We'll see if the top ever develops. You can see everyone just hugging that white line as they sweep up out of 4.
Oh, Kevin Amon in the wall hard there. You know, I said earlier where it looked like he had gotten into the wall. I wasn't so sure if it may have just been something that kind of looked like it on my end or what, but that was heavy into the wall that time. He's now got quite a bit of damage on the right front, all the way down the side of that number 7 Ford truck of his. That is definitely going to hurt the guy running in 3rd place at the moment.
Yeah, I mentioned rubbing the wall. That was a smack off the exit of turn 4 in the wall there. We'll see how he can fare now after that damage.
Close battle here. We're 8th place. Matthew Rodriguez and Mike Coravu. Mike trying to get to the back bumper of Matthew Rodriguez. Looks like they're just going to kind of stay in line there. Back up to the lead. Chicano, he is slowly reeling Caldwell back in after being side by side, looking like he might have been able to make a little bit of a move. Now, really, where we had the top 7 under a blanket, it is all spread out now, and I'm wondering if Kevin Amon getting into the wall may have influenced that. Here we go, just having these 2 drivers, Alonso Chicano and Cameron Caldwell, fighting for the top spot, as you mentioned earlier, Gage. Drivers that finished 1-2 last week, well, they've got their roles reversed today. And I know Caldwell, he really wanted that last lap back from last week. We got a report on the 7.
Hi, Josh. Kevin, when he got the wall there a couple laps ago, you saw it. He felt really bad. He apologized to his teammate and brother, and he said he was just trying to catch the leaders, and he knew that he was going to lose everything he gained there.
And it is Cameron Caldwell who is going to be the caution on the track.
Wow.
Heavy damage on the left side of his truck. Let's take a look, see what happened. I think just a bump draft gone wrong. Chicano. Oh, Chicano.
Oh. Oh, golly, no. That's a teammate.
Some damage in that one as well. And yeah, they are teammates.
They were playing that bump drafting game a few laps ago, and it almost resulted in that. That's just unfortunate. You can see, if you hit him square, it's fine, but he was just over to the right side of the 12's bumper, and that is very unfortunate.
Let's see if we can get a good look at the right front of Chicano's truck. In that replay, it didn't look like there was much, but might go.
Alonso blamed on the bumps. He said the bumps in it got away from him.
Well, I mentioned that in qualifying. I did not think that the bumps would have that much of an impact in the race, but you can see there that situation. Very, very unfortunate.
Seems like the day is done for Cam Caldwell. He said it was junk.
Pit road is open, and it looks like everybody is going to come in. It's a bummer for Cameron Caldwell. I know how much this track means to him, as he had lived super close to the track. Drivers taking pit stops.
Well, Josh, we're not even a quarter way through this race, and we have seen a lot of action so far. This is what these fans came and stayed for, that's for sure.
Absolutely. These guys, they have done such a great job keeping it clean so far in this race. It looks like Matthew Rodriguez is going to win the race off pit road from 6th place. A lot of guys had damage repair to take. Matthew Rodriguez, it doesn't look like, based off his pit time from a 13.8 second stop, he did any kind of strategy. I just believe everybody else had some repairs to take.
Yeah, and we'll see what that truck's really capable of here in clean air if he can pull away on the restart.
We got another report. Adam?
The 24 was complaining about something the 47 did there before the caution came out. David Duran 24 said the 47 of Brett Bennett slide jabbed him at some point, and they both had heavy damage. And Alonso Chicano has apologized to Cam Caldwell multiple times, I've heard, but it seems like the 12 is going to continue at least, but heavy damage.
Be interesting to see how these two, or rather 4 trucks, are able to hang on throughout the night. Drivers have hit the choose cone rule, and it's like Matthew Rodriguez has chosen the bottom to restart here.
And you have to almost wonder, you know, going over those bumps and bump drafting, you know, I don't really see what the rush was to, you know, do that, because they had a substantial lead, and you saw the 7 hit the wall. You know, you just have to question that, but hey, trying to get all you can, stuff like that happens.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they were just trying to like see what they could do later in the race. Try to use this uh, early run and big advantage to see if they could try like a pump drafting later on in the race. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. Pace truck is in, and Rodriguez spent little time waiting for that green flag to wave as he went pretty early. And now these guys are going to be trying their best to keep catch back up to the number 57, Matthew Rodriguez. He's got nobody hounding on his back bumper, as it is just a mess behind him with all these trucks fanning out side by side out of turn 2. Oh, we got one sideways, 45. That's going to be Dalton Kelly.
I saw about 3 trucks sideways exiting 4 there. That was how everyone kept it straight. I don't know.
That was a good save by all 3 of them. I only saw Dalton Kelly there get sideways, and he had that truck rather, at a 45-degree angle. It's like we got a new leader. It's going to be Nick Gornick. So super strong last week at Daytona. Unfortunately, was involved in a tiny accident that kept him from the win. But Nick Gornick, he's back up to where he wanted to be last week, challenging for that win. Now it is just a mess. All for that lead, battling behind Chicano. He wants that lead. He's going to look to the inside of Nick Gornick. They're going to be side by side on the back stretch. And don't look now. Here comes Brett Bennett behind those 2 drivers. Alonso Chicano, he's going to drive it in a little bit, get that lead. In turn 3 and 4. Nick Gornick, he's not going to be able to do much on the outside. Brett Bennett just turns to the outside wall.
And you're secretly pulling for him, right? That was your pre-race pick.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Well, mine almost had a wreck earlier. Good save there. And you can see Caldwell.
Yeah, his truck must be handling pretty well for him to be back up to 3rd here. He is going to be running on the bottom. We've got another report from Adam.
On pit road, under the caution, Matt Rodriguez said he just took 4 tires fewer, nothing special. Everyone else had damage from getting into the wall a lap before the caution came out, apparently. He didn't, so he elected to not, of course, fix anything. He's fallen a few spots, but you see him fighting for 3rd with Brett Bennett.
Yeah, and I wonder here now, like, he's got a clean truck. We saw a little bit of damage on Brett Bennett. We know Caldwell and Chicano were involved in that wreck, which they are now 1-2, as Rodriguez is a little bit sideways off turn 4 there. They're going to be, he's going to be side by side with Brett Bennett rather, but I wonder if this is going to help him, knowing he's got a clean truck. Once these tires start falling off and it gets all spread out like it was, as long as it stays green, if it's going to help him out in the longer run, having a truck that doesn't have damage like the others.
Yeah, and you can see his line. It's not up near the wall as much as the other guys is. He's going to look to the bottom here.
He will be side by side with Brett Bennett going into 3. He's going to do a slide job. Brett Bennett with the crossover. Now Rodriguez heavy in the wall. That is going to hurt him. And having that clean truck I was just talking about.
Yeah, that's an announcer's jinx right there.
That is exactly what that is. Very unfortunate if you are Matthew Rodriguez. Back up front, we still have a battle for the lead side by side. Cameron Caldwell and Alonzo Chicano. Caldwell on the bottom. Chicano, he slides up almost into the wall. Very close to that. Caldwell, he is going to try to gather himself up and catch up to that number 25, but he's got a whole lot of Brett Bennett behind him. And, you know, another guy, I have not said this name in a very, very long time. Zach Grobst racing tonight. Good to see him racing. He is making his way up to the front. And it looks like he's got a clean truck. And I probably should stop talking about that, but Zach Grobst, he's looking to see what he can do to get his name up there into that lead.
Yeah, I've been watching him. He's been trying to complete that pass on that pretty track for a while. Just couldn't quite do it off of 2, but looks like he's got it now. He's got to run on Bennett as well.
See what line he prefers here going into 3. He's not diving down yet. He's going to stick to the high line where Brett Bennett's going to take it all the way to the bottom. Not quite. Brett Bennett did get it pretty low down there. You know, I think this is going to help Probst out because he got the straighter exit, then Bennett, and then Bennett comes up to allow Probst to get his draft. Bennett tried to break that draft by going low on the front stretch, but Probst, he is just inching closer and closer to Brett Bennett.
Yeah, on the 2 and 3 wide we saw at the initial start of the race, while it was kind of relevant the first 2 laps of this restart, it's kind of calmed down, as you can see. Probst to the inside of Bennett.
Probst trying to make that inside line work. He's going to be side by side with Bennett. Really, nobody's able to gain or lose anything now as Bennett is able to start to pull away on that outside line. Still side by side, entering turn 1.
I think he's got him this time.
I think Bennett might have been a little loose there. Maybe not. I thought Probst was going to be able to clear him.
Yeah, it's got to be so frustrating sitting there on that bottom line. You're just hoping and praying that you can clear him exiting the corners.
The more and more these guys stay side by side, the more and more that's going to help the trucks behind him. Now you see Kerfan, and I believe that is the 14 of Koravu. They are right there now. This is hurting Probst. They're looking like they want to go 3 wide in turn 1.
Yeah, not only is it helping the guys behind, but the guys in front too. The top 2 are pull away yet again.
We have side by side, 2 rows deep. These guys, and nobody's really able to inch away. Go ahead.
Yeah, you mentioned the temp. You know, the track temp is cooler than a day race. And whoa, wow, sideways there. Great racing so far.
Yeah, and track temp hasn't moved any. I don't know if that is a planned thing. Track temp still 68 degrees. With the wind out there, and I know you guys can't see this, the wind is 10 miles an hour blowing in the west direction, which is going to be heading towards going from turn 2 all the way down the backstretch to turn 3. It's really going to help them going down the backstretch and hurting them through the corners and on the front stretch. Brett Bennett, he is side by side with Kerfan for the 3rd spot. I'm not so sure. They're still going to be side by side now. This is going to help that outside line, having 3 trucks out there to Brett Bennett's 1 truck. On the bottom lane. Wow. I'll tell you what, that 14 back there of Mike Corvu, he is having some blinking issues, and that was real close when he came back in to the picture there of having Kevin Amana.
Yeah, I was holding my breath off
Almost on
before. I thought for sure that'd be a collision.
It looked like it was going to be. I am very shocked that it wasn't.
Yeah, when you're in these packs like this, it's just, you get such a run, you don't have anywhere to go. You go to the bottom, you got a truck there, you go to the top, multiple trucks up there. It's tough to do anything.
These guys, they are just fighting for every little inch they possibly can get. We still have 59 laps to go in this race. Zach Probst, he is trying so hard to complete passes. Now, I'm not so sure. Well, Kevin Amon, he tucked back in to line there. That's going to allow Probst to comfortably go to the bottom. Tried that inside line on Brett Bennett. They're going to be side by side. Bennett, he's just able to get the better run on the outside.
It almost seems whoever can break away from this pack would, catch up to the top 2, as you can see Caldwell falling off the leader.
Zach Probst, he's going to look to the inside of Kerfan for 3rd spot. Probst, he knows that those leaders aren't really stuck together as the 25 Alonso Chicano and 12 Caldwell. So he knows if he's able to get around Kerfan, he's got a good shot to go up there and try to take that lead away. And also, he does not want to see a previous racing dominant race again. As Kerfan, Caldwell, and Chicano are part of Radius. Now, Probst, he is going to be able to clear Kerfan, and I think it was a very gutsy move on his part to jump to that outside lane, because it looked like he wasn't too comfortable doing so. He's going to look back to the inside line. He goes to the outside way early on exit of 4. And I'm honestly surprised he's going down into the middle of the track. There's 3 wide. They're going to be 3 wide going to turn 1. Oh, tight on the bottom is Amon. Plenty of space here to do those crazy 3-4 wide moves, but you got to be careful as these tires do get older. Now Kerfan, he is looking to the inside rather of Amon. Kerfan, he's trying to make moves.
Yeah, Probst got really tight exiting 4, and he was caught in no man's land right in the middle. You can see how much it's cost him, losing 2 or 3 spots now.
Now Kevin Amon is trying to take the spot away, and I think he's going to clear Kerfan, and he is able to clear. I'll see if he's able to keep that position. Probst sliding in to the 4th spot, just in front of Kerfan. And now Nick Dwornik here he comes back to the inside, trying to get in front of Zach Probst. They're going to be side by side. I think this is the first time these guys haven't been side by side since we went back green, now as I say that, number 14 of Mike Corvu, he goes down to the bottom.
Yeah, it's easy from up here to say, all right, just stay patient, but the runs you get, you have to go somewhere, or else you're just going to run in the back of people. So you got to use the multiple lanes available. You can see 3 and 4 guys are starting to move closer to the top side.
We're going to go back to Adam Kuhn with another report.
Gage just mentioned it, people moving up towards the top of the track. Both Alexander Kerfan and Cam Caldwell thought the speed on the bottom is gone in 3 and 4, and top line's the way to go. Cam said the truck's too tight behind Alonso. He's running away from the lead, as you can see. And David Duran out of the race many laps ago. He blew an engine after running in the back of someone. I think that happened when Cam spun on the back straightaway, but I'm not quite sure. Sorry about that. But David Duran posted a last today, unfortunately.
Have to wonder if Caldwell's damage is affecting him now.
You know, I think it is, because there he was really able to keep up with Chicano. Actually, Chicano was able to keep up with Caldwell in that first run that we had. And, you know, he's really... He did have some great speed when this race restarted from that caution that we had, but here he's got just a near full of Kevin Amon. Kevin, he is gonna look to the outside in 3 and 4, not quite, and I'm actually kind of surprised that all of them went to the bottom there in 3 and 4, talking about how tight it has been. Now Kevin Amon, he's going to look to the inside on the front stretch, see what he can do with Caldwell. He's actually going to clear Caldwell, and Grobst is there with him. Grobst not able to do anything. He's going to have to tuck back into Caldwell on the back straightaway. Caldwell down low to the bottom, and Grobst, he's going to run just a lane higher, trying to get that clean air on his truck through the corner. Now he's going to have a run on the outside lane. Be able to clear Caldwell. He is able to do so. Caldwell falls back to 4th place. Alonso Chicano leader. Kevin Amon second. Zach Grobst is your top 3. We are.
Look at the times here. Looks like this. Yeah, Chicano's definitely losing ground. He was up to 2.5 seconds. Now it's just about a second now.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, you know, if he didn't anticipate, you know, having a longer run, like what we're having now. Looks like these guys pitted 28 laps ago for fresh tires, and I'm not so sure, you know, if Chicano anticipated a run like this, but Kevin Amon, he just turned the fastest lap that last time by over 0.3 of a second. So Kevin Amon, he's definitely closing in on our leader, Alonso Chicano, and Grobst isn't too far behind.
And maybe our leader, being a teammate to Caldwell, could be dealing with that same tight condition now as teammates and maybe similar setup trucks.
Yeah, I'm wondering here, you know, talking about teammates, you know, we got quite a bit of Radius guys, Radius racing drivers in here. You know, Kevin Amon, I think this is the first time I've seen Kevin Amon race. Kyle Amon is a driver that we're used to seeing on Jason TV. Kyle is a part of Radius Racing. I don't know where Kevin stands. If there's any affiliation with him in Radius Racing, so if he catches up to Alonso, how hard is he going to race Alonso? I don't believe he is a Radius Racing driver himself, but with that affiliation from Kyle, you know, if he may race Chicano differently when he gets up to him.
Field definitely starting to spread out though. We're over halfway, 47 to go. Be interesting to see what kind of plays out here. I do believe Amon can get there. It's just what will he do, like you mentioned, when he gets there? Will he just go for the lead immediately? Will he kind of stay patient, kind of bide his time? You know, you gotta be patient of some sort, but also if he has a faster truck, getting that cleaner would really help.
We got close racing here. Caldwell, he just continues to slide back. He was passed by Nick Dornick that time. And Nick Dornick, he is closing in on the back bumper of Grobst. Grobst was able to keep up there with Kevin Amon. He's kind of faded back a little bit. Nick Dornick, he's going to look to the inside. 3 and 4 here. Complete that pass, slide job, and crossover. Probst is going to do the crossover. They're going to be side by side. I think Nick Dornick just has so much of a run from that inside line there. Yeah, they're still side by side. Here comes Brett Bennett. Brett Bennett. Huge run.
What a move.
Yeah. He's going to take it all the way down to the bottom. Only 2 wide now. He's going to stick on the bottom. He's a little bit sideways, but that moves him up. Oh, you know what? Brett Bennett is on fresh tires. As we have pit stops cycling through. Got the 14, 57, and it looks like the 4 all on pit road right now.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone kind of can undercut the guys staying out right now on these pit stops.
Issues on pit road for Mike getting into his box. I'm not so sure. It was like he was still rolling forward, then had to roll backwards. That's going to slow him down a ton. 57 to Matthew Rodriguez. He kind of spins his tires getting out of his box, so that's going to cost him a little bit of time. All that advantage he was going to be able to have on the 14. Now they're going to exit single file, but
yeah, and fresh tires versus old tires. I'm guessing it's around a couple seconds quicker on a faster, on newer tires. That'll definitely get you faster.
Kevin Amon coming down to pit road. He was looking pretty fast coming in. And I'm not so sure if the data I have is correct. His speed is 55, and I'm seeing he's going well over that on pit road. Let's go back to Adam for a report.
62 is Zach Prost. He's going to pit here in a couple laps. He says his truck is too tight, but he's hoping to fix it when he comes in. Cam Caldwell, he got in the wall a couple laps ago. No damage. His truck's too tight. He's going to fix it on pit stops here too.
77 of Kevin Amon. He's going to exit pit road from his pit service. Still in pit road of Mike Coravu. Alonso Chicano, he is still the leader. Nick Dornick sitting second place right now. And he is reeling in the race leader of Alonso Chicano. Alonso running the high line that time. It just seemed like Nick Dornick was able to really close going into turn 1.
So what do you think, Josh? Will these top two pit on the same lap?
Oh man, you know, I mean, they might. Nick Dornick, he may be waiting to hear those words from Alonso Chicano that Alonso's pitting, or Alonso, he may wait till the last minute to let Nick know he's pitting. Try to prevent Nick from getting prepared. Got the 77 of Clarence Feldner in pit road, guy we've not talked about at all tonight. A little bit of damage on his number 77 discount tire Ford. Matthew Rodriguez coming down pit road as well.
Yeah, that's his second time heading down pit road.
Alonso Chicano right on the back bumper of Kevin Amon. Nick Dornick, he's going to look to the inside of Alonso Chicano. They're side by side. I think advantage Chicano, but excuse me, Nick Dornick. Chicano, see how to
see that gas? Oh, he's slowing, ain't he?
I think Chicano is out of fuel.
Wow.
And now
Bad miscalculation there.
Nick Dornick and Zach Probst are both coming to pit road. And Alonso Chicano, he is just super slow. But the battle between Probst and Dornick probably is going to be heating up here with the battle on pit road. Probst's right sides go up, left sides now go up. Zach Probst, he's going to be heading on out. He doesn't want to make any mistakes. Same with Nick Dornick. Nick Dornick, he's got decent-sized gap over Zach Probst. It'll be interesting to see what Probst and Dornick are able to do here. Adam, got a report from Adam.
Yeah, Alonso ran out of fuel trying to go farther so he can make it to the end from here. And you see it's completely ruined his night. From the lead, ran out of gas. He's out of contention, it seems like, at this moment, unless we get a caution. But fuel mileage, definitely a concern here tonight. Still, they're not sure if they're going to be able to make it to the finish.
That is such a heartbreaker for Alonso Chicano after that one. But Brett Bennett, I think he forced everybody to kind of play their hand at pitting. Well, a lot of the drivers. Brett Bennett, he now has the lead over Kevin Amon by over 3 seconds, but he's on, looks like 16 lap old tires for Kevin Amon. He's only going to be on 8 lap old tires, so that 8 laps may not seem like a lot, but at a track like AutoClub It is a lot.
Yeah, and I'm trying to. So their first pit stop was on around lap 25, and they stretched it around 35 to 38 laps. So yeah, it's going to be tight on fuel for some of these guys.
Closest battle we had between some of the lead lap guys isn't even really a battle, but that'll be Cameron Caldwell and Alexander Kerfan. It's Caldwell. He's trying his best to close that gap, take over the third spot. What do you say we do a little bit of turn it up?
Let's do it.
Looks like Caldwell, he's able to catch up with the number 7 of Kevin Amon, but we've got another report from Adam.
The fuel window tonight was around 35 laps is what I was told before the race. We've seen that shown up tonight, as you guys mentioned here. The fuel is a big issue for race leader Brett Bennett. They're not sure he's going to make it on fuel. Kevin Amon here battling with Cam Caldwell for second. He's not going to make it either, but Caldwell thinks he can, and Alexander Kerfan in fourth. He thinks he can as well. He's not sure he can, but Cam thinks Kerfan will. Should be interesting how this is going to shake up if we have no more cautions.
Yeah, and fortunately, at a big track like this, you could save fuel, just let off and let the car roll through the center, but you will lose time doing that. So these guys running up front, that'll cost them.
This is one of those classic AutoClub Speedway races where you are talking about fuel mileage, and oh my gosh, Caldwell, he got really close to the number 7 of Kevin Amon, and I think that's going to hurt him on a little bit of speed there through the front straightaway, as he wasn't able to stick quite up nose to nose with Amon, but Caldwell, he was able to get it back up there, up to the being side by side even with the number 7 of Amon. Caldwell, he's really trying. Amon is just pinching him down on the bottom. Something that I really haven't seen while watching two trucks be side by side. Caldwell, he's going to take the lead and keep it singly over Kevin Amon.
Yeah, what a comeback this would be for Caldwell. A damaged truck. Looked like he was out of it there for a while. For the lead.
Now Brett Bennett, he saw that he got passed for the lead. Brett Bennett's going to bring it down pit road, and he is hoping nobody can make it on fuel, and that everybody's going to have to pit. So Brett Bennett here going to take his 4-tire pit service here, fill it up with that virtual Sunoco Racing fuel, and now he's on his way. So Brett Bennett, let's see if he's going to play the cards right, get himself a win. Right now, it is all Caldwell pulling away from the 7 of Kevin Amon for that lead.
Yeah, and you mentioned the classic fuel mileage finishes, particularly at these 2-mile D-shaped ovals. You see a lot of them at Michigan and Fontana. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, I don't remember what year it was. I want to say it was 2014. And this was at Michigan, another 2-mile D-shaped oval. Jimmy Johnson won the race, and it was off of fuel mileage. It was Jimmy Johnson's only win at Michigan International Speedway, but it was like, had gone green for so long, drivers had to pit with 10 laps to go just so they could make it to the end, and that allowed Jimmy Johnson to go on and win that race. I remember Jimmy Johnson saying earlier in the day before the race started that he's found a lot of ways to lose, and he was able to, he wanted to find a way to win. And, I wonder if these drivers here now thinking, oh, great, now we've got a fuel mileage race. If this thing stays green, we've got 23 laps to go. Am I going to make it? Can I make it? Drivers like Kevin Amon or Kurfan, they're going to try to push it all the way to the end. And if they can't make it, at least they will know they tried what they could to see if they can win this race.
Yeah, and then you have guys like Bennett who pitted. They're banking on everyone else running out, and they can run wide open. So they would be in a good situation there. But yeah, still 23, now 22 to go. Still a lot of time to see what happens.
Kevin Amon, he was not allowing Caldwell to run away with the lead. Kevin Amon, he is now all over the rear bumper of Caldwell. It looks like he is trying super hard. Almost looked like what Chicano and Caldwell were doing in the bump draft, but he was just right there at the rear bumper. Now he's going to look inside, outside. Caldwell goes all the way down to the bottom now, not quite getting on the apron. That's going to allow Amon to look all the way at the wall. Caldwell shuts that door. Amon's going to look back to the inside. Caldwell stays to the outside. They're nose to tail out of turn 2.
Flashbacks of the 2013 battle between Logano and Hamlin. You can see bump drafting down the back straightaway has ended in tears, so maybe Amon doesn't know that, but we know for sure Cameron Caldwell does.
Caldwell looking on the bottom of the track. Amon not quite so low. They're going to cross the line. Got 20 laps to go this time by. Still nose to bumper for these two drivers, and You know, Amon, he pitted 22 laps ago. Caldwell pitted 18 laps ago. Caldwell, I believe, is good to go. Amon, I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, and this could also be Amon pushing Caldwell, because, I mean, Caldwell doesn't know if Amon can make it. So this could be Amon pushing Caldwell. If Caldwell's questionable, he did say he thinks he can make it, but it's a big question mark at this point.
A couple of other drivers to note on this: Nick Dwornik, Zach Probst, and Clarence Feldner. They all hit. Now, Clarence Feldner, he is way behind Zach Probst, but they all hit 18 laps ago, which would be 1 lap before Caldwell did. So if Caldwell can't make it, you gotta wonder if Nick Dwornik and Zach Probst have that in the back of their minds. Right here we see Brett Bennett using those 4 fresh tires, or fresher tires, to try to unlap himself. He's going to look all the way to the bottom, and he's going to make that pass with ease, getting by the 12 of Caldwell. It's Brett Bennett, he is back on the lead lap, but he is a whole track behind Caldwell now.
Yes, and if you need a visualization of what fresh tires look like, there you have it.
You know, I like Brett Bennett's strategy, because even if it is not the race-winning strategy, at least he tried something, and now, you know, he's just got to hope that everybody else has to pit. But he also should gain positions here. Right now he sits 8th place. He should be able to gain positions, as others do have to come down pit road as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt people are going to drop back, whether it be playing it safe and pitting or just straight running out of fuel. He'll definitely, I think he'll be in the top 5.
We got, looks like Clifford Corvu down pit road. Someone we've not talked about tonight again, but he's down pit road here from the 7th position. Back up front, though, for that lead battle between Caldwell and Amon. It's not really changed much. Amon's still right there on the back bumper of Caldwell. 15 laps to go in this 100 lap event. You know, Gage, I don't know about you. You know, I didn't expect to see a lot of cautions, especially after last week, only seeing 2 cautions at Daytona. But I am definitely surprised that with the way these guys were racing on those fresher tires and having these long runs, that we have only seen 1 caution in this race. And it was just by a little bit of bump drafting and bumpy part of the track gone wrong. You know, we probably could have seen a caution-free race as long as this thing does stay green. You know, had it not been for that little bump draft gone wrong down the backstretch between Chicano and Caldwell earlier.
Yeah, and as the saying goes, cautions breed cautions, but even on the one restart we had, and that just, you know, kind of is an attest to these driver skills, and they put on great racing, but clean racing as well. And we saw it both weeks, and you can see now it's looking like this is going to be a fuel mileage race, which really is a breath of fresh air because you don't see those too often.
You really don't in iRacing, or even in real racing, NASCAR anymore. Uh, you know, with the stages, these guys don't do stages um, this season, but running these full distance truck races in this off season, it is really good to see drivers be able to go out and perform at this kind of level, and they're not pro drivers. They are just, regular people like me and you that share a love for racing, and they're out here putting on the show and having bragging rights. And I didn't talk about it last week till after the race. I failed to mention it this week, but not only do they get bragging rights, but they also get a setup of their choice from EPI, Elite Performance Industries, come on to help sponsor this series and give a little prize to the winner of each race. Caldwell, he is, he wants a free set of his choice from EPI.
Yeah, and Caldwell inches short last week, and it's to say it's been an eventful race would be an understatement. And he's got all the pressure in the world from the number 7, with the fuel in the back of his mind. It's going to be, I'm telling you, this the action's just about ready to start right now.
Coming to 10 laps to go. I'm wondering if Amon is trying everything he has, or if he's just kind of sitting here, seeing if what Caldwell is going to do, try to push Caldwell, use up his tires a little bit, so that Amon can, go and make the move. He is 4-lap older tires than Caldwell, but he is able to stick right there. Oh, man, they are super close now on the backstretch.
Yeah, for Amon, sitting in the draft too could impact his fuel mileage. I mean, he's not hitting all the wall of air and wasting fuel. He's sitting right behind the back of that 12 truck. And remember, the run before this, the 7 was really strong toward the end of it, and he closed right up to Chicano before he pitted.
Such a great battle we got going on between these guys. Just 9 laps to go now. I am very curious to know if either one of these guys have to pit to get fuel, and if that opens up the door for Nick Warnick or Grobst or Kerfan. It's like Amon is trying to fake Caldwell out. He looked low. Caldwell went low. He went high. Caldwell looked high. And Amon went back low, but wasn't able to make anything happen there. I think he's trying to maybe set Caldwell up for late, like right at the end of this race. Or if that was the move he was trying right then and there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a slide job out of desperation, maybe, if he can't get a run. It seems like the 12 is pretty strong off the corner exit, but you can see here a lane higher for the 7.
And Caldwell, he is going to use up as much of that track as he possibly can, keep the 7 from getting to his outside. I am actually shocked that it worked there that time by, and if I'm Kevin Amon, I might not be so patient to put up with that too many more times. And here they're both going to run the high line. Caldwell just a little bit higher than Kevin Amon on that outside, but Amon, he is just trailing in Caldwell's. I just heard something, but anyway, I don't think Amon just got into the wall, but I heard some contact. Amon, he is still right there with Caldwell, though.
Look at the
All the way
bottom.
to the inside. He's going to try the slide job. He makes it work. Caldwell, he stays behind him now. Caldwell's going to pull to the inside, try that crossover. Side by side, entering turn 3. Caldwell way down low. He's going to try the slide job. Amon goes way to the bottom. Oh, using up the back bumper is Amon. Gets Caldwell a little bit loose. 5 laps to go here.
Yeah, that was a really nice move by Caldwell to stay in front.
Both run the high line through 1 and 2 that time by, and I have no words for what Amon is doing here. He goes to the outside, not able to make it work. And I don't mean I have no words for what Amon is doing here because I think he's doing anything wrong. I think he is doing everything in his power to get the lead, and it's not working for him. And I have no words to describe what it must be like to be Amon right now. He's got to be super frustrated. Coming down to the end of this race, 4 laps to go, trying everything in his power to get around Caldwell. He looks a little bit lower through 1 and 2. Caldwell is just doing such a great job to make sure Amon doesn't get to the outside. Now Caldwell, he's going to go a little bit lower through 3 and 4. They're both going to run below line. Amon just a little bit higher up. Still nose to tail. 3 laps to go, and now if you're worried about fuel, right here is where you're really panicking. Amon to the inside. He's going to try the slide job.
Crossover.
He's in the wall. Caldwell with the crossover. And that is going to hurt Amon, and I think that is going to end Amon's chances. Unless if Caldwell has a slip up here through 3 and 4. Coming to 2 laps to go.
And the 7.
Caldwell.
I think the 7. Did he come down in the pits?
7 did come down into pit road. So Kevin Amon, he is going to hand second place to Nick Dwornik. So now we'll see if Caldwell has about a lap and a half more fuel to use. And
well, Caldwell has no pressure, so he can definitely save. Looks like Dwornik is 4.5 seconds back.
The white flag is waving for Cameron Caldwell.
And what a race. I mean, all the controversy he had to go through, getting in a wreck on the backstretch early, had a very mishandling truck, but to find himself in this position, that just shows the perseverance of Cameron Caldwell. As I hope I don't jinx him, but it looks like he's going to come to the flag here and take the win.
He just has to go through 3 and 4 one more time, and you know, I think as far as really outside of iRacing, Gage, you know him pretty well. Inside iRacing, I know Caldwell really well. Caldwell, he is going to take the checkered flag and win it. But you know, Caldwell, he has a never give up attitude, and we saw that tonight. Cameron Caldwell put on an absolutely amazing performance to win this race. Nick Dwornik is going to get second. And Zach Grobst, I mean, I've been racing with Zach Grobst. We started racing together early last year. Zach Grobst, he's always one that he always seems like he's under the radar, and then once the racing starts, Grobst is always right there. And so great job for him finishing 3rd place. I'm sure we're going to see more of him. Probst, he's somebody that could get himself a win. So he's one to keep an eye on. Kerfan going to be finishing 4th place. Tonight,
Alexander Profan ran out of fuel right at the finish line that gave Zach Probst the 3rd place. And Profan was very upset, as jokingly, of course, coming across the line just out of fuel.
oh man.
And we mentioned Bennett's strategy. It looks like he's going to end up 7th.
So let's go over the final rundown. So Caldwell the winner, Nick Dwornik 2nd. Zach Probst's gonna finish 3rd tonight. Alexander Kerfan 4th. Clarence Feldner finishing the 5th spot. Kevin Amon, heartbreaker for him to get 6th place, but he will take home 6th. Brett Bennett, as you said, finishes 7th. Alonzo Chicano, another heartbreaker, capable of being up there for the win. He will take home 8th. Clifford Corvu, 9th. Kyle Amon, 3 laps down with Temp. Nick Biddy, 11th. Joe Davide, 12th. Matthew Rodriguez, 13th. Mike Corvu, 14th. Dalton Kelly, 15th. And David Duran will round out the 16 truck field. Well, Gage,
Yeah.
What a race.
What a race is right. I mean, we saw everything from the leaders take each other out, three wide racing in action all around the track, a fuel mileage finish, and overall, I mean, I don't know about you, but these kind of pure natural races where they just let themselves play out, that's what I like to see, and I'm sure the fans can't complain about that. But overall, just a great race, and looking forward to next week, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, actually, next week we will be off, but we'll be returning after next week. But yeah, definitely looking forward to the next race. I'm not so sure where it is off the top of my head. I will have to look at the schedule, but it's definitely sure to be another great race out of these drivers. So let's see here.
Yeah, I kind of forgot there's that important holiday, Thanksgiving, next week.
It is going to be Bristol next week.
Woohoo!
All right. Well, I just said next week, but it won't be next week. But Bristol is next. Now let's go ahead and talk to our winner of tonight's race, Cameron Caldwell. Cameron, I don't even know if you can describe what happened tonight. Just coming back from that wreck early on in the race, saying your truck was killed, and going on and winning the race. I mean, just explain how you did it.
Well, if that wasn't a roller coaster race, I don't know what is. I don't know how to even start. Obviously, I had a good truck at the beginning, and then Alonso kind of started air pushing me down the back there, and with the bumps involved, because you know how bumpy this track is, it just set me around. It was really weird. I've never had that happen. Yeah, like you said, I thought I was killed. Like I thought I was down, or I thought my engine was killed, and the arrow seemed like it was hurting pretty bad when didn't want to turn when I wasn't even at speed. So I was like, I think I'm done here. And then my teammates reassured me that I wasn't down power, and so I was like, I'll just kind of see how it is. And you know, I drove up to about second on that restart, and then I kind of just sat there and I put my stuff up. I think a little bit of that had to do with the damage because you know damage never helps that. But and then eventually I guess Alonso ran out of gas coming to the pits, and it just kind of worked in my favor. And by my calculations, I didn't think Kevin was going to make it there, and he was giving me hell. I can tell you that much. Like that was rough. Excuse my language, but yeah, that was rough. And then he pulled that slider there, and then it didn't work out too well. And he said he was going to run out anyway. So yeah, we got it.
That whole battle, you know, had he not ran out of gas at the 7 of, or not ran out of gas, but had he been good on field at 7 of Kevin Amon, the battle between you two, Kevin, just take us back through that entire battle. It looked like he was, really roughing you up, trying everything he possibly could. What it was like from your perspective, trying to hold him behind you.
Well, when I first got by him, I started to take off a little bit. Like I pulled out to like half a second or so, and I felt like, oh, I'm just going to take off, and this is mine. Because at that point, I think he knew that he wasn't going to make it. And I had also had a couple lap pressure tires, which seemed to matter quite a bit. So I was like, I'm just going to take off. And then he ran me back down, ran me back down, ran me back down. And then I was like, oh boy, and I'm going to have some issues here. And there's, I don't know when it was, like 10, 15 laps ago, he got a really good run on me out of 4. And I knew I had to run the top there. I kind of figured that out, where I had to run the top down the straightaway, because otherwise he would pull me for some reason if I ran the bottom down the straightaway. So I knew I had to get back up top, and I might have fenced him ever so slightly. Like, I don't think there was really contact until he hit the wall between us, but it's hard to say. I had to go look back at the replay with that. But after that happened, the gloves were off. He was all over me at that point. As you saw, he was pushing me into the corners and pulling those sliders and all that. And so I was nervous for sure. And I was just thinking about the whole deal with Alonso earlier in the race, and I was like, I really don't want to push me, especially down the back. But he did a couple times, and I was able to hold on to it. And then he, like I said earlier, he pulled that slider, and it just didn't quite stick. And then he, I guess, ran out of gas. So that was it.
Yeah. First off, Cam, congratulations. Great race.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we were talking, Josh and I were, about your kind of no-quit attitude. We've known you both through various sources, but we do know that about you. You have that no-quit attitude. So what kind of attributes do you have in your character that allows you to keep your head in the game or the race, even when stuff like that happens?
Honestly, I was pretty dejected after that crash happened. Like, I was like, man, I just had that race kind of taken from me, because I felt like it was mine from the get-go once I got to the lead. And so I was really just kind of out of it until my teammates kind of, pushed me forward, and they're just like, oh, you're fine. Just, keep on going. And so I tried, and it worked out. So really, I just kind of thank that part to my teammates for kind of keeping me going, because otherwise I was ready to just park it at that point. I thought I was done, and I wasn't very happy. Because, it's not something really either Alonso or I could control. It's just kind of how the air works around these trucks, especially with the bumps of this track and how it's so bumpy, especially down the back. Like, you feel it down the back. And when you hit those bumps with air pushing you, it just sends you around. So, I I was done. So it wasn't really me. It was just my teammates hyping me up and keeping me going.
Well, Cameron, before we let you go, is there any sponsors, shout-outs you'd like to give? Who gets it done for you?
Yeah, thanks to In the Pits News for sponsoring the series, sponsoring Radius. Thanks to Radius Racing, my team, and my teammates, like I said, for pushing me through and keeping me going. Thanks to Grid Network for coming on board. This is only their second time on a vehicle of mine all year. So I'm very happy that I could get it done for them. And thanks to my grandparents for watching, and we'll see you next week.
That is the number 12 of Cameron Caldwell winning the race tonight. We're going to bring in our second place finisher, Nick Warnick. Nick had such a great run going, and then that pit cycle happened. It kind of put you back there, but you were able to work your way up to second place. Describe, last couple weeks. You've been up front, and last week, of course, not able to get it done at Daytona, being involved there, but you've definitely proved through the first two races you're able to be up front. Describe what it was like, just battling with all of that chaos, all those 3 wide moves on fresh tires, what that was like to try to keep your truck clean.
So for the most part, it was I knew I had a little bit of a game plan going in. I had not really run AutoClub that much at all, not in a truck at least. So this was my first go at it. So I knew I had to commit to a line, and I knew that if anyone wanted to get racy, I would just let them have it, because with the car count we had, I felt like, okay, it's gonna be a lot of long runs, right? We're gonna be out here for the long haul. So if everyone's getting dicey, we gotta pick and choose our battles when we want to get going. So we were doing a lot of giving, and that by the end of it, we were actually starting to get the positions back as people were starting to wear out their tires, and we were starting to box people out in the right time to keep us the momentum on us. And it was really enjoyable to really get a full long run. I love long runs. I've never have had a great short run speed because just maybe that's a lack of experience or whatnot, but it's never been my strong suit. So to actually have this be a long, drawn out race made me feel really, really at home.
So looking forward, we've got two big tracks out of the way, Daytona and Auto Club. We got Bristol next. Now, it's not going to be next week because of Thanksgiving, but with that short track kind of looming in there before we go back to a couple of bigger tracks, Las Vegas, Michigan, New Hampshire, what do you think you might expect from these guys here? We got a couple the big ones out of the way, like I said. Now we go to and turn our focus to these short tracks.
I'm expecting a lot of tight racing and a lot of fast laps right out the gate. I feel like the gloves are going to be off when it comes to these short tracks because everybody wants a piece of it. Everyone wants the taste to get up front and get going. So I know for sure I'm going to have my work cut out for me, especially if we know the tighter restrictions of the tracks. It means I'm probably going to be close to lapping most times until we finally are able to kick up. But if we don't get the kick up, it's going to be a big strategy call for me if I'm going to be able to keep up front like I've been able to do.
Well, before we let you go, is there any sponsor shout-outs you'd like to give? Who gets it done for you?
Yeah, so I'd like to thank, I have two sponsors, Design Build Mechanical. It's a local shop here in St. Thomas. They've been sponsoring my sim career along with my outside racing career going on there with the super bikes. So that's thankful to them. Also, I want to shout out halotracks.org. Some of the guys there, we tend to race, not necessarily on iRacing, but we race on Halo a lot to keep us going and keep my skills sharp. And even though I give them a hard time there, I'm glad it can pay off on the iRacing.
Alrighty, well, congrats again on second place, Nick, and we'll see you at Bristol 2 weeks' time.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And thank you for putting this on.
That was the number 63 of Nick Dornick. We're going to bring in our third place finisher, Zach Grobst. Zach, it has been a very long time since I've seen you race. Good to see you out there. I was talking to Gage in the booth here, and I said, you're always someone that's kind of under the radar, but when the helmet goes on, you get into the whatever you're racing at the time, it then becomes a whole different, in my opinion, a whole different person. You go out there and you always put on a show. Describe what it was like, from your perspective, and all of that chaos going on throughout the, at the start of the runs, and how you were able to manage to finish third place here.
To start out the race, I wasn't expecting to be very good. I was expecting mid-pack at best. I was just hoping to keep the car clean. Got into a few incidents early with the 24 and then just hitting the wall myself. Just had about 10 seconds of damage from that. Then after the caution, I decided to take top, and that didn't really work out. Car got very loose on turn 3, lap lap one from the restart, and then just hoping to keep it clean on that run, and just happened to run up through the field. Then I think I should have pit a little earlier. I don't think I would have made it as far though on fuel. Then I did not think that he was going to run out of fuel. He was very confident over the radio that he was good on fuel. So I was just hoping that I was hoping for a miracle that he would run out on the last corner, and it happened.
Talking about fuel strategy, you said you should have pit a little bit earlier, but were you now after the race? Are you happy with the decision of pitting when you did, so that you had the opportunity to finish third rather than being a couple of those that ran out of gas?
After looking back on the race afterwards, I think that if I had pit earlier, I might have been able to finish higher up. But I am happy with third, and think that was an overall good decision to stay out as far as I could.
Before we let you go, any sponsors, team shout-outs you'd like to give? Who gets it done for you?
I'd like to thank PepsiCo, the sponsor of Peak Performance Motorsports. I'd like to thank Dane Cruz and Caden Atkins for running me on Peak Performance Motorsports, and that's it.
Alrighty, well, it's definitely good seeing you out there once again, Zach. Always enjoy seeing you race, so congrats again on third place, and hopefully we see you out there more for these races.
All right, thanks.
That was number 62 of Zach Grobst, third place finisher tonight. Gage, that was a pretty exciting race, all in all, and I think reading something that Mr. Caldwell just put, he wants AutoClub on the schedule for every season after this race. Not because he won, but because of how racy this race was. All in all, there was action all over the track. It just did not stop, and we focused so much on the lead, but there was so much more than just the lead. That there were battles for. Caldwell put on a great race tonight. Brett Bennett finishing 7th. He should have gotten a better position. Chicano, same thing with him. Kevin Amon, those guys, they deserve to finish better. Just had some bad luck or things not going on their side tonight. Great performance by Caldwell. I don't even know what to say, Gage. This race, it was chaos all over the track. Absolutely incredible drive by these guys. Only one incident as well. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think of good races, you think of the race really challenging the driver's talent. And these drivers had to execute everything, whether it was fuel mileage, getting on and off the pit road, racing in such close quarters. I mean, we saw packs of trucks the entire night. And like you mentioned, one incident that was really kind of I wouldn't say a fluke deal, but definitely just unfortunate is the word I would describe it as. It wasn't even really a mistake by either of the drivers. It was just where they were at a certain time. But yeah, and you hit the nail on the head. It was just, it almost leaves you speechless, especially up here in the booth, because there were guys, I mean, comers and goers, just unpredictable the whole race. And these trucks provide that racing, but you mix in the strategy, the drivers using not only their skills but their heads as well. It was just a very, very pure and really skilled race, and yeah, I can't complain as a fan, can't complain as a driver, and Usually when you hear a driver say, "Oh yeah, this track should be on the schedule all the time," it's because of winner's bias. But no, Cameron, he has a point. This track provided just absolutely amazing racing, and I anticipate coming back here whenever that may be.
Yeah, this track, it it's it deserves more credit than what it gets, and the amount of racing we saw today, it just proves that this track doesn't get as much love as it should. But I think that was absolutely an incredible race once again, and we look forward to Bristol 2 weeks time. Next week off because of Thanksgiving. But yeah, I'm not even really sure what to say now, Gage.
Yeah, it's you have to laugh because in modern day racing, you just don't see these long green flag runs. You don't see all these variables of a race showcased all the time. But tonight we did, and just yeah, unbelievable race, and that's all I can say. I mean, every lap there's a storyline. I mean, all 100 laps just had that that gripping action that you wanted. You saw the lines on the track change, drivers utilizing whatever handling the truck they had to make passes, to fall in line, be patient, go for it when they had to. And what amazes me is the just we keep mentioning it, but the cleanliness of it. I mean, one incident, other than a few guys knocking down the wall a few times, there wasn't much contact out there, and it ended with an edge of your seat battle there, and you have to wonder if Amon could stretch on field. That would have been an epic battle. But yeah, just Bristol's going to be something. I wouldn't expect all the green flag racing in the world there, but either way, these drivers know how to put on a show. This series knows how to put on a show, and I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone that makes this attainable. Whether it's you, Josh, in the broadcast booth, Adam on pit road, and the Pits News for sponsoring all the drivers, showcasing what they can do. And like you mentioned earlier, we're all just normal people, just living out our passion, and to be able to do this, it takes a lot of people and a lot of hard work, but it's definitely a good thing going here. And if this race doesn't prove that, then I don't know what does.
Yeah, absolutely, Gage. But you know, uh, this race, it was amazing. Uh, Now we look forward to Bristol in 2 weeks' time. Once again, as I said, 2 weeks from tonight. Tune into Bristol Motor Speedway. I don't think we'll see the trend. 2 cautions last week, 1 caution this week. We'll definitely have 0 cautions next week, as we won't be racing. But, till next time at Bristol Motor Speedway, we are going to be signing off. Thanks to Gage, Bussinger coming into the booth, Adam Kuhn being in the pits, Cameron Caldwell, and Lonzo Chicano putting on the In the Pits News Truck Series. In the Pits News, EPI, JCTV, everybody that makes this thing happen. Thank you all for allowing us to come out here, do what we love to do, whether it be commentating, racing, or what. Till next time, we'll see you at Bristol for some amazing short track action. Happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe.